Alright everybody, welcome to the session on weR Gold. We have Elise and Courtney presenting for us. weR Gold is a new program that weR has to help raise money through alumni for student groups on campus. So without further ado, Elise and Courtney.
Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Woo! What schools do we have here? Okay, so we're really excited to bring to you this program called weR Gold. It's a fundraising initiative. It's a pilot program, so keep that in mind when you hear everything. And that it's currently going, which means I'm responsible for institute relations for weR, the Spirit of Rensselaer Society.
And my name's Courtney Bissell. I'm an Associate Advancement Officer in the Fundraising Office here at Rensselaer, and I work in the Office of Annual Giving, and I work with the weR students on this fun project.
So we are here. Who else is? We have a big room, so cool. So these are our gold goals, so what we want to deliver to you in this session. We want to explain the concept generation for weR Gold. So how did we get this idea? What led up to it? Just a little bit of the context of how we created this program.
And we're also going to talk to you a little bit about the application and the timeline for the entire program and how student groups were involved and what the background planning was for this project to take off.
We want to detail the methods and strategies that we use to support this program. So as you guys have supplemental packets that includes a lot of information of the methods and strategies, but we're going to kind of outline those to you.
And we're also going to describe how we use this opportunity Alumni Network, and it was sort of innovative for us, so hopefully you guys can get some good ideas from this moving forward to bring back to your schools as well.
And we're going to encourage the formation of flourishing collaborations. This program, it succeeds on the basis of collaborating. We have all these different groups and administrative organizations that have come together to support this program. Okay, so a little bit about weR, the Spirit of Rensselaer Society. If you didn't attend weR Toddlers this morning, this is our mission statement. So kind of like what weR is all about. So we fostered we strive to foster school spirit because we are a spirit organization, and we still we have these important points that we want to hit on, and it ties back into weR Gold. So we have student involvement. weR Gold is all about the involvement of the students in the different organizations that we have on campus and supporting them. We support them through donations from a various pool of people. weR Gold is a unique program, so it's kind of innovative, and it all aligns with our mission statement. A key point is the existing culture, so keep that in mind. You really have to work with what your school provides you, so that's important to know.
So in my role as a fundraiser here at Rensselaer, we're starting to look at our young alumni, and we have a ton of young alumni, but we don't have a ton of young alumni donors. So we said, what are we doing wrong? What could we do to make these people give gifts to the Institute? So what we came up with was creating sort of a bigger menu of choices for them to give to. We thought that they didn't want to give to what we had to offer right now, so we had to come up with something fun and new, and that's where this meeting of the minds took place with some representatives from weR. I met with them and we talked about how we could kind of get this menu sort of thing off the ground and what it might look like if it actually happened. So what we thought of when we were brainstorming all this stuff, some must-haves were that we need the money to directly support our students here on campus. That's what young alumni are going to feel passionately about. That's what they're going to want to support. We also wanted to know exactly where donations were going. I don't want to give my money to some crazy charity and not know what it's being used for. I want to know where my money's going. So we thought that was really important to be transparent and very upfront about where donations are going. And we also wanted to match the faces of our students to the projects that they were involved with, so our alumni could see that, yes, maybe you graduated 10 years ago, but there's still kids on campus and there's still people that need funding and projects that need to be supported, and we're asking for your help. So when other students ask me what is weR Gold, or friends ask me, anyone asks me, I have a quick pitch prepared for them just to explain it. So if you think Kickstarter, basically weR is kind of similar to that. So we have a website and we feature different student groups that have a specific program or a project in mind that they're asking to collect donations for.
So it has the same layout of Kickstarter, and it's a website. It's kind of a platform that we have offered our students to be able to collect donations from a variety of donors.
So, as you can imagine, there's a lot of logistical things that are happening on the kind of the inside here at the Institute about getting this project up and running, and that's kind of where I come in and I handle those logistical administrative departments like finance, how we get gifts into the Institute processed and out to student clubs, all of those type of marketing, logistics, communications, broad-based logistics. That's sort of where I fall in, and we are and Elise sort of deal with the students a little bit more closely.
We have the student part component of this collaboration, this partnership. So what the responsibility and the role of weR in this program was to promote, to offer different services to kind of support this program. Also is a lot of word of mouth, just talking about, hey, applications are out. That's where weR kind of came into this.
And I'm also, on my end, working with our alumni that are involved in this project. We have, that's part of this annual Giving Leadership Council that I'm involved with, and he's kind of been the guide from the alumni perspective about how he thinks people might respond to this initiative. Along with him, we have a weR Gold Selection Committee. So this is a group of alumni. They're all donors to the Institute. They're all young alumni, and they all attended our reunion and homecoming event that we held in October. So these are people that are pretty involved. They have a good, keen sense of what's happening on campus, both when they were here and they still feel strongly enough to keep supporting it now as they moved on from RPI and from Troy in their professional lives. So I manage those groups of alumni as well. So when we rolled this out, we came out with this application which for this program. When you signed up to apply, you also clicked a little button that said, I agree to the above, and the above was basically the responsibilities of each student group. Essentially, you had to be prepared to provide us with content that we could use online and on our website. You had to be available to meet with myself and Elise and others to kind of hash out some of the details of your fundraiser. You had to be able to agree to say thank you to your donors if your project was chosen and it got off the ground. You also had to agree to kind of use your own social media and your own networks to sort of get this, the word out about your own fundraiser. So you had some stake and ownership in the success of your fundraiser as well. The other eligibility requirement that was really important from a fundraising perspective was that the donation was a gift to Rensselaer in our case. We have some student clubs that are headquartered nationally that maybe donations would go to a national organization, not right here on campus. So to count these people as donors in our numbers and to really bring our alumni back to connect with campus, we needed the donation to stay here locally to RPI. So that was a big consideration. In your packet, you also have this fantastic timeline that we provided, and it's sort of an overview of what this might look like if you went back to campus tomorrow and you said, we want to try something like this here at my school. Just keep in mind that this is an example of a timeline for a spring semester fundraising. So if you wanted to do something in the fall, you would kind of flip-flop the dates here as best you could. My advice would be to plan a year out. We were working on a shorter time frame than that when we started it, unfortunately, but I think a year would be a really healthy time to sort of get all your ducks in a row and kind of make sure that you have everything in progress when it needs to be in progress, and to meet those important milestones like the web design and just the various components that you need lined up on campus before you move forward with your process. The other big piece of the timeline I would say to get kind of out of the way right away is once you've formulated your idea, you have this great thing you want to present to others on campus, make sure you get the buy-in of your campus partners in student life and administration and your fundraising office, whoever might have a stake in this project. You want to get them on board and get them excited about it really quickly. And one of our milestones that we had to kind of achieve to get this off the ground running was our website, and Elise is going to kind of take you through a little tour of that.
So we added a lot of hype to our website, so I'm going to give you a quick guide of what it looks like. This is a homepage, so you can see we featured different student groups on here. There's 5 on here with a description of what their project was, how much they're funded. You can just scroll through, see a description, different things. If you click on the link, you can check it out. RPI Players, that's our theater group on campus. You can see I have a video that they submitted along with those marketing materials. So a description on the right are statistics, how much the percent is that their donation is made. So if you go back, we have 4 tabs on the top. So why give? This is a message from the alumni committee. We also have FAQs, which are included in that packet. So we have included both donor FAQs as well as student FAQs right here. So we kind of hit both aspects of this, who's the stakeholders are in it. And then of course we include contact information. If you have any questions about anything on here, we include Courtney's information on here. So if you go back and say you're an alumnus and I want to donate, so you can click donate now on any of them, or if you can't decide, you can click this donate button, and we have featured all of the different projects on here. So you can type in amounts to each of the different bars, and it will tell you how much it is and the percentage. So then you just say next and you continue on with your payment. So to implement this at your school, branding is crucial. For our name, we have weR Gold. One of the facts about weR is that every program, everything that we're involved in is we are something. Like we are here, we are something. So if you have like some kind of criteria for that at your school, you want to definitely consider that, make sure things align. So we have weR Gold. We have a logo that we use. It's kind of our stamp that we use on everything for weR Gold, which incorporates the weR, the Spirit of Rensselaer Society's logo, along with like the gold aspect of it. We also had images that are included on the website, as you can see from the different groups. All the marketing information materials that we send out had different images on it. Also, something that is important with the brand, if you want to create like your own kind of Kickstarter, you want to consider your campus culture. For RPI, like you guys know, we're a science and technological institute, so we really focus on elements, like gold is an element, the periodic table, just to connect the students and get their attention right away and get them interested by something that applies to them. And then once you establish something like weR Gold, it's like this really strong, great program, you want to draw attention to it. Like if you put all this work into it, you want to use different outlets to make sure that people are going to hear about it. So we have some of the obviouses, but you want to use them in a way that's like a little bit different, interesting, kind of add like that suspense and that hype. So Facebook, we had tons of different images. We featured both weR Gold, like general, and we also featured different student groups. So we had like RPI Players, which is our theater group. We had our embedded hardware group. We had all these different posts, and like those groups would go in and comment and like, and it kind of spreads the word through that. We also had Twitter, which Twitter was absolutely essential in the reveal of the website. So a week before, we sent out tweets to kind of say, hey, be on the lookout, we're about to launch this really great website. On the student end of things, we hosted a workshop. It was called weR Gold, Getting the Most from Gold Workshop. This was held in December, which was right before applications were due, and we opened it to student groups. So if you were applying and you had any questions or something was unclear, you wanted a little bit of clarification about what you were getting involved in, you would attend this workshop. We had about 20 applicants there, and it was a really strong showing. So make sure you would do that before applications are due, because you want to be of usefulness.
So promotion on the student side of things was taking place, and we also had to get this program out to our alumni. So the snail mail icon is where I came in, and you'll find that postcard on the back of your packet. We actually snail mailed a postcard to about 9,500 young alumni to get them kind of excited for this project and just to make them aware of it. They were also seeing all the things that were being posted on Twitter and on Facebook by our fantastic social media person in our alumni relations office. So they were connected with that through our alumni relations account, so they could see that as well. Additionally, we built a template to email out to our alumni so that when we had solicitations and asking them for donations and we had project updates, our template for our emails looks just like our website. So again, with branding, they see this weR Gold, they automatically know what the program is, they're hopefully excited and ready to read their email, and then eventually make a gift to a student group. We're also doing another postcard mailing I know, but to our young alumni to kind of remind them of this program and ask them directly for donations. And we're also sending out more mail when our students that are involved in the projects, they think. Okay, so this is
is some examples of the tweets that we had, our Twitter feed. Tying back, we have RPI alumni, like I said, building suspense. We have these different features along with the images. The hashtag was weR Gold. Different things, so you can see like the embedded hardware club, the engineer for the aircraft competition, just a different organization. So you can go through this and see just the different kinds of things that we had coming through.
And our fun fact, after we had our first Facebook post that kind of launched this whole program and we weren't being kind of mysterious anymore, gift to the program, about so people were actually paying attention and they were kind of they were engaged, which is exactly what we wanted, so that's fantastic. Some of the takeaways that we wanted you to walk away with here: we are alumni engagement and student fundraising. So it's really important that we self-promote, we get the word out with all of the marketing and branding like we were talking about, or else the program's not going to be viable, it's not going to be successful. Social media has played a really important role in that. Obviously we're targeting young alumni and that's where they're sort of living these days, and that's how we're going to reach them the best. Along with that is having a very strong user-friendly website that people can navigate easily and want to be a part of. And then the partnerships, like we talked about with your other campus partners. The biggest partnership and the most important that's actually making this all happen is with Student Life and Institute Advancement. That's our fundraising side of things. So without the support from Student Life and the participation of our students, we wouldn't have all those great applications to choose from and we wouldn't have this program. And then I think the top thing is be really agile, be ready to be flexible. You'll have this great plan and something will come up and something will get tangled and you'll have a barrier here, a barrier there. So I think it's really important just to be ready to move quickly, be ready to move forward quickly, because it happens very fast once you launch.
Okay, so just going through the information packet, I hope you guys have found it useful. The front has an overview of what you can find in this. So we have the program plan, also the timelines on there, the draft of the application, and something that's interesting that I think is cool. We actually have, you can see how many people are interested in the program, which is cool.
So if anyone has any questions that we can answer, we're happy to do so, from student side or kind of an administrative side, whatever you guys are curious about, we're happy to answer. Yeah?
Can you say that the most effective way to reach young alums through social media? What made you decide to send out a postcard?
We wanted them to see it in print first, get sort of curious about it, get familiar with our branding in case they weren't, they knew what was going on and that they could engage, so that they would be like up to date on our information.
Did you find that successful? Like, did many of them donate back for using the postcard? Or?
Our first postcard wasn't a solicitation. We have a solicitation postcard that's going out in March, so I will have results, well, in mid-March, so I will have results later on in March. We did also use that first mailing as kind of a discovery. A lot of our young alumni graduate, leave us with the addresses of their parents or their families, and then obviously they get a job and they move, so they're not living there anymore. So we sort of used it as a method to clean up our records as well, so moving forward we would be able to contact people appropriately. So it was kind of twofold. Yeah.
So just to understand, weR decided to help other groups fundraise. This didn't help fundraise for weR.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay.
A selfless act.
Okay.
Just a little bit more about weR. If you didn't attend weR Others, we run out of the Alumni Association for our school, and this didn't correlate with that.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Besides having like your homecoming and those traditional events, do you guys have a young alumni group that you like put on activities for? Like,
We have young activities specific for young alumni that out of our alumni relations office. Yeah, we have different stuff throughout the year. We don't have a super formal program. There's not like an every month thing that just focuses on young alums, but we do have specific programming for them. Yeah.
Did your website through your institutional page, or did you use a website maker?
Yep, we actually have a vendor called iModules that hosts all of our alumni pages. So this giving page was through iModules. We contracted with the designers there to get up and ready for us to use, and it kind of talks to our giving software. So it's all one thing. Any other questions you can answer before your 2-hour break and your dinner?
Are there any ways of finding out if the alumni that are donating are associated with those organizations or those people individually, and kind of keep track of that?
Yeah, we have some intel in my office, so we do have access to some of that information. We actually had the group that Elise featured, the RPI players. They had an email get pushed out to all of their former and that email happened last weekend. When I came in the office on Monday, they had more than $1,500 in gifts that had come in over the weekend. So there was a really high correlation with that group. That group has a history on campus. They've been here a long time. They have a lot of alums. Some of the newer groups might not have that big broad base of alumni to pull from, but what we're seeing a lot of is gifts from students that are actually in the group. So we'll have donations of like $5 or $10 coming from students that are in the group right now. They're asking their friends, they're asking their peers, they're asking these back at home, kind of taking it back to like selling Girl Scout cookies to grandma. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of that. We are also seeing people that are liking the posts on Facebook are making gifts. So that's kind of interesting to see. You know, Jane Smith liked post X and then made a gift to this fund for that club. So we're trying to keep tabs on it. It's hard online on social media. We don't have the best analytics.
So is that how you're like contacting alumni specifically? Like, because I work actually for the Office of Annual in high school, and I know that we have like our alumni are like what department they're a part of, like what club or athletic team or sorority, whatever. And that's how we are able to raise money that way. Is we contact them specifically for that organization. Is that what you guys are doing? Is it just like a broad general thing that you're posting on these social media sites, and when they see it, they don't?
Right now it's broad and general. We do have it pared down for future solicitations to be more kind of on par with the projects that we have on the website, because we have some engineering type projects that are up on the website now that we would appeal or we would ask our engineering majors and maybe people that were in some of those clubs specifically or other clubs that are like the ones featured on the website. So we have ways to kind of navigate that and narrow it down, narrow the scope down a little bit. So we're sort of sure we're reaching the right people, but for right now it's pretty broad-based. Any other questions? Thank you very much for your time.